I've actually got to the point where I've got a pretty satisfactory tick over on this Royal Enfield Interceptor Series 2 750. I had the left hand carburettor apart because I had to clear out the pilot passageways because they were blocked. That wasn't the case on the right hand one, but both carburettors were actually missing the rubber O-rings at their flanges, so I've managed to find some of them and fit them. And like I say, I got the throttle slides pretty well balanced up and I got a nice even tick over and everything, but I noticed occasionally when I opened the throttle from a tick over there was a little bit of a spit back on this side, and it turns out, obviously, like I said, I had that one totally stripped, and when I had it all in bits I noticed that there was some greenish goo stuck to the needle in the slide, so I cleaned that off. But obviously, because I didn't have to dismantle the carburettor from the right side, no such action was ever taken. But I had a look, I peered in through the open bell mouth and opened the throttle and had a look at the needle, and it might just be possible to see it here. You got that sort of greenish grey sort of stuff that was stuck onto the needle there, and that is what was on the needle of the left hand carburettor, which I cleaned off. So I'm going to do likewise with this one, because there's actually, if I rub my finger and thumb up and down it, I can actually feel there's a tangible thickness to that coating. And when you think about it, needle jets go up in diameters, sizes of 1/1000th of an inch at a time, where a 106 needle jet will be 106 thousandths of an inch in diameter, and 107 obviously will be 1/1000th of an inch bigger diameter, 108 and so on. When you think about that, and that this has a tangible thickness to it, that can give you the same effect as having a smaller needle jet, where that sort of dirty part of the needle passes through the needle jet. So I'm going to get that cleaned up. Now I may well get shot down in flames by all sorts of experts, armchair and otherwise, for what I'm going to do and how I do it, but I must stress that I do it very carefully and I keep an eye on what's happening. I use very fine grade wire wool. Oh, that's it, I'm switching off, I'm unsubscribing. Well, I can tell you now, it works. I've done it loads of times. As long as you don't get too carried away with it, you're not really going to have any great detrimental effect on the thickness of the needle. Whereas this stuff obviously does. It's thick enough that it actually has an effect, and to all intents and purposes reduces the size of the needle jet. So I'm going to get that cleaned up, and I'll wager that any spitting back I've got when I open the throttle on the right hand side should be a thing of the past. So I'll get that cleaned up, put it all back together, and then I think we're probably going to be good to go.